The warm light of dawn bathed Jetavana's tranquil garden in golden hues as the Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree. Disciples gathered quietly, some meditating, others discussing wisdom taught in earlier days. A gentle breeze carried the rustle of leaves, blending with the soft murmur of a nearby stream. "Disciples," the Buddha began, his voice calm and resonant. "Do you see this banyan tree and the shade it offers?" The disciples nodded, their attention unwavering. "O enlightened one," I began, "parents live consumed by fears that might harm their children. How should we protect without overbearing?" His serene smile was like morning dew glistening on lotus leaves, and he gestured for us all to listen. "Let me speak of fear's grip," he said, his voice both tender and firm. "It begins with clinging to imagined futures." The disciples leaned forward, the gravity of his words pulling us into his orbit of wisdom. He shared a story from his wandering days, walking paths few dared explore. He encountered a father shielding his child beneath the canopy of a village's feeble shelter. The man feared the storm would shatter all he built, the Buddha narrated. Yet his fear made him weak, unable to act. The father's shelter was indeed destroyed, and he fled in panic instead of finding sturdy refuge for himself and his child. Fear grows roots in minds consumed with what might happen, the Buddha explained, and blinds us to action in the moment. I asked, how do we escape fear when our hearts remain tied to those we love deeply? A flock of birds rose together, their flapping echoing our collective yearning to find meaning. "Fear is a shadow," the Buddha replied, "chasing us when light of trust wavers. Trust is cultivated, not forced." He spoke of a gardener planting seeds with care, watering daily while trusting nature's flow without overbearing control. "The seeds of love and compassion grow in the fertile soil of patience," he continued. His words swept us inward to examine our own lives. Parenting was the gardener's work, yielding blossoms of joy amidst trials. Parents shape not just bodies, but minds prepared to meet life without shadows ruling thoughts, he said. The infant held by a disciple babbled with carefree delight, unaware of deeper wisdom spoken nearby. Buddha's gaze softened as he observed. Children's hearts mirror their parents' freedom or burden, set forth only compassionate reflections. He gestured at the horizon, where hills stretched endlessly against dawn's light. "Carry love as steady wind beneath wings, not storms uprooting trees before time," he urged. "Life unfolds in its grace." I asked, what if life challenges yield pain? How should parents guide when suffering cannot be avoided? The Buddha's expression deepened with understanding. "Life includes rain for flowers and also seasons of drought," he answered. His voice carried the wisdom of generations. Parents shelter children in ways preparing them for rain and winds without losing roots in earth. A butterfly landing on his finger became a living symbol of freedom born through trust. Each action sets ripples in life's flowing stream, the Buddha stated. Let those ripples resonate with kindness, not fear. I felt an unspoken weight lifting as though leaves falling from autumn branches, surrendering what no longer serves them. Disciples began echoing his teachings in soft murmurs, agreeing how a parent's fears could cloud life's natural rhythm. When hearts embrace freedom over fear, he concluded, love blooms like flowers stretching always towards light. As the garden awakened to its day's tasks, the Buddha rested in silence, a teacher steady in eternal truths anchored in mindful compassion. I left filled, knowing his words carried seeds of transformation for myself and countless others seeking understanding. The Bodhi tree stood tall in its reflection of patience and timeless wisdom offered freely to all who drew near. Another day, another morning painted with the golden hues of sunrise, unfolded in the peaceful gardens of Jetavana. The Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, its branches swaying gently in the breeze. As disciples gathered, among them was Sudatta, a wealthy merchant whose face carried traces of frustration and inner conflict. Sudatta bowed deeply. His voice weighed with emotion as he spoke. Blessed One, I come seeking your wisdom, for my heart is troubled. The Buddha regarded Sudatta with calm compassion, inviting him to continue his tale. My son, Kavi, refuses to follow in my footsteps, and I do not understand his defiance, Sudatta confessed. The Buddha's serene gaze rested on Sudatta, his silence urging deeper reflection. I have given him everything: wealth, education, and guidance, but he rejects the path I have laid, Sudatta added. The disciples listened attentively, their own experiences with attachment stirring within them. The Buddha, after a moment of stillness, began to speak. Sudatta, expectations are like clouds. They obscure the brilliance of the sun that shines on all equally. He motioned to the sky, where soft clouds passed lazily, revealing glimpses of the radiant sun. To expect is natural, but to cling to expectations is to sow seeds of discontent, the Buddha explained. He shared a story from his travels of a potter who crafted a magnificent vase with precise care and vision. The potter dreamed the vase would hold fragrant flowers, yet it was chosen to carry water to a parched land. The potter lamented its fate, the Buddha said, but the vase served its purpose, bringing life to many. Sudatta listened intently, his thoughts alight with the imagery of the potter and vase. The Buddha continued, your son, like the vase, has his own purpose. Release the vision you impose upon him. His voice carried a gentle yet firm admonition. Love is freedom, not a chain binding another's spirit to your desires. I asked, Blessed One, how can a parent distinguish guidance from control when love intertwines with expectations? The Buddha looked at me with understanding, his words steady. Guidance is a river flowing naturally, shaping the land it meets. Control is a dam, halting the river's course, the disciples murmured, reflecting on the depth of his analogy. A parent's role is to nurture without possession, to teach without imprinting self upon the child, the Buddha elaborated. He pointed to the trees, their roots steadfast yet branches reaching freely toward the sky. Be like the roots, providing stability, yet allow the branches their freedom to grow, he said. Sudatta's expression shifted, as if the burden he carried began to lighten. The Buddha addressed him directly once more. Sudatta, observe your son not as an extension of yourself, but as a unique being with his own path. He added, see the beauty in his choices, even if they differ from your dreams for him. The disciples nodded, the wisdom resonating deeply within their hearts. The Buddha paused, allowing his words to take root in our minds. Then he spoke again, his tone soothing yet profound. The greatest gift a parent can offer is love that liberates, not love that binds or dictates. He recounted a moment from his youth, when his father, King Suddhodana, struggled with his decision to renounce worldly life. My father wished for me to reign, but my heart sought liberation. His love turned to sorrow as he clung to expectation. The Buddha's voice softened, reflecting the depth of his own experience. In letting go, he found peace, and his love became a light guiding me rather than a weight to carry. Sudatta bowed deeply, gratitude evident in his eyes. Blessed One, your words have opened my heart to understanding and acceptance, he said earnestly. The Buddha's gentle smile radiated reassurance. Acceptance is the soil where love and peace grow, the Buddha said. Concluding his teaching, as the day continued, the disciples dispersed, each carrying the Buddha's wisdom within their hearts. Sudatta walked away with renewed perspective, ready to embrace his son's journey with compassion and freedom. The Bodhi tree stood as a witness to timeless lessons, its leaves whispering truths carried by the wind. Another day, another moment of serene contemplation graced the sacred grounds of Jetavana. As disciples gathered near the Bodhi tree, Buddha's eyes softened, his wisdom flowing forth. Love that is given freely is never wasted. Maha approached the enlightened one with reverence, bowing deeply before speaking. Blessed One, my children have grown, departed, and built lives far from me. His voice faltered, holding the ache of longing. I devoted my days to their happiness. Yet now I am left empty and alone. The Buddha's gaze rested on Maha, enveloping him in compassion like the warmth of sunlight breaking through a chilly dawn. Maha, he said, life's seasons shift as rivers flow. One stage moves gently into the next. His words carried the calm of knowing, inviting Maha to listen deeper. Let me speak of love's true essence, the Buddha continued, his voice steady as the rhythm of time. Love liberates, not binds. He gestured to the trees standing tall, branches stretching freely toward the heavens. Parents' love must be like roots, offering strength, while letting branches rise uninhibited into the world. The disciples leaned closer, eager to absorb this wisdom. Maha asked, how can I find peace when my heart aches for their presence? His voice trembled with unspoken grief. The Buddha answered, peace arises when love turns to freedom, a gift embracing not only presence but absence. He shared a story of a tree that bore fruit each season, scattered by birds venturing to distant lands. Though its branches stretched alone, its seeds grew forests far and wide, the Buddha explained. Its gifts lived in every leaf. Though unseen, the words stirred emotions among the gathered disciples, each imagining their own connections to loved ones who had left. Maha's gaze softened, his posture reflecting both curiosity and hope. I feel lost without their laughter. Their voices guiding my days, Maha admitted. The Buddha's face mirrored the rising sun, full of promise and understanding. Even in silence, love echoes, he replied. It is an eternal thread weaving through time. He spoke of a stream carrying water from its source, nourishing valleys far from its origin. Parents sow seeds of freedom, the Buddha declared, and children carry their essence wherever they roam. His voice resonated, touching hearts with its truth. Love lives in the wind lifting wings, not the cage keeping them grounded. Maha's thoughts unraveled, his sorrow meeting the Buddha's wisdom like rivers merging into the sea. The disciples murmured softly, reflecting on their roles as nurturers of life's infinite unfolding. The Buddha's gaze turned toward the sky, where birds soared, carried by unseen currents. Release sorrow's grip, the Buddha urged, and let joy replace longing. Celebrate their flight, for it honors your love's strength. He paused, allowing his words to settle in Maha's heart. Love transcends separation. It is the breath connecting all beings. Boundless as space, Maha bowed deeply, gratitude lighting his expression. Blessed One, your wisdom has awakened my understanding, he said earnestly. The Buddha's serene smile radiated reassurance. Let love's freedom guide your days, Maha. Its light never fades, though paths may diverge. As the day unfolded, disciples carried the Buddha's teachings in their minds and hearts. Maha walked away transformed, his steps lighter, his gaze turned toward the horizon. Jetavana's gardens thrived in harmony, the Bodhi tree standing tall as a timeless witness to liberation through love. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.